Hey everyone, Little Lensman Oz here, and this is a Direwolf20 from the Shadow Node server, episode 5. How you doing today? I've done a little bit of work off camera, mainly just done some mining. Using my drill out, I've burned through about half of the power in it. It does a lot of mining before it needs to be recharged. There is a little bit of lag today. Nothing out of the ordinary really, but yeah, occasional hiccups. But I made these huge tunnels underground down here. What's that? It's just saw the map waypoint there and thought it was a player tag or something. So yeah, down the bottom there, I've run a couple of huge lines of mining through, just doing my regular 3x3 strip mining type arrangement, but I've just been doing long lines this time, 2 wide, so a strip of 3 and then 2 blocks and then a strip of 3, just doing big long lines and then tidying it up as I go. I've got some resources. I think my bag's got a fair bit in it, so I've got a bunch of resources in here which I need to empty out and get some stuff processing. Let's just throw the iron in because I'm going to use a fair bit of iron in this episode. So what we're going to do first up, before I go too much further, I've got some of the Actually Additions worms. Now if you haven't seen these before, these basically fertilise and keep moisturised so you don't need the water in a 3x3 area around the block that it's on. So this worm here is on this block. I'm just keeping an eye out for mobs, being night time and all that. And you get these worms by tilling grass. So you can see down there where I was working, and I was just using my my mattock here, and I hear you, zombie. Just using my mattock and tilling the grass to get some of the drops. There you are. Hey buddy. Actually, with the server the way it is, like, it's probably not a good idea to chase him. I'm going to go back inside. So yeah, I've got these guys going, and they're fertilising just this area. I found 5, I think it was. So I've got. How you doing, buddy? Get out of my crops. Get out of my crops. Get out of my crops. Found 5, so there's 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5. The only downside to them is you can't place them with a crop already there, so I've actually had to break the crop that they're on to place them down. They're doing their trick. So you'll see little green particle effects if they're enabled. I'm not 100% sure if the effects are enabled, but they'll basically fertilise this 3x3 area here. So I'll get a couple more and put them in the rest of the farm. But for the moment, last episode I said we were going to work on automating that farm to a certain extent. So to do that, we need, where is it here? There's a farming. I'm pretty sure it's Actually Additions that has it. Vertical digger, farmer. This one here. So we're going to need 4 blocks of iron turned into Inori crystal blocks, 4 seeds and an iron casing. So that's just 4 iron, black quartz and some sticks. So let's get the. I was doing an upgrade here. I ran out of space in my cobble drawer here, and you can see I've added a couple more drawers up top. So that's got 38 stacks of cobble in it, mainly from my mining down the bottom there, just doing the strip mining as I was saying. So let's get the 4 blocks of iron. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so if we throw these guys in there and hit the button, zap. Alright, now I need some black quartz, just 1. 1 would be nice, thank you. I've got some sticks, that's fine. So let's make, where's he hiding again? There he is. One of these, an iron casing, and I need to get the 4 seeds. 4 seeds, there we go. Now I'm not sure what this uses in way of power. I haven't done too much looking into it. I do know it works. It should do this whole farm, I believe. But where I want to put it is basically here, I think. think that's where he goes. I don't know whether that means that's the way he's working, or not sure. I might need to break that glass to put him down. But I think we'll find that if I place him, I don't think I have a wrench either. Why do I not have a wrench yet? Yeah, I'm not 100% sure which way he needs to point. So let's place him like that with the open side this way. I'm hoping he gets most of this area. So I'm really hoping for the canola and the wheat. But yeah, we need to get him some power. So I can either run power cables under the floor here, which might be the easiest way of doing it actually. At the moment, what? This does have its own power setup, or we can do. I think I'm on. No, see, these are empowered. I'm not at that point yet, and I think these got these energy relays, which is obsidian, redstone, and then I think I need one of these wrenches. Maybe we could try making this. I'll see if I've got some obsidian, some gold. Yeah, let's have a look. What have I got in here? A sky stone. Oh, that one. Sky stone. No, no. It doesn't look like I have any obsidian at the moment. I could probably go and grab some. So what we can do for the moment, let's get rid of this stuff and place that in there. Because I wouldn't mind. I mean, it's a little bit. Because it's a laser system, it needs to be line of sight. So I'd need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd need a bunch of them. So why don't we just look at. Let's get some redstone. I need to get into some extra utilities. No, that's on furnace. Need to get into extra utilities and get the wireless RF, but I'll need grid power for that. So we'll have to do that at a later point. We'll get this smelting up, and we'll get some conduit binder. Got some here. I don't know if that's enough, is it? Ooh, that'll get us 2 sets. I'm going to need a little bit more binder, which is what? Clay, sand, and gravel. 2 sand. I got 3. Did I get them? Yep. One's doing some work. Okay, that's some more binder. Let's throw him in here. Get that cooked up. I guess someone died. ISG Rain, you died. Whatever you're trying to do, you died. Sorry to hear that. Let's see here. This thing's probably going to be running low on power soon. Yeah, I better put a little bit of coal in here just to keep it going. I want to run out of power. A little bit in there. This is full. So we're alright. So we'll make up some conduits. So obviously we've got the conduits running under the floor. Again, I'm not sure what side the farmer ejects. I don't believe it had a I don't think it had an inventory. No. Oh, it does. Okay, so we just need to give it some power and obviously an in and an out. So perhaps it has its own inventory. Maybe able to just do it with some. As I get a few ender pearls, I'll be able to use conduits. But for the moment, we'll just let it eject into itself, unless it'll push into a chest nearby. Or we may be able to get away with some sort of node, maybe an extra utilities node. It may require grid power too. I've only got a couple of these resonating ores. Let's empty this bag into here. We've got 6 resonating ores. That'll get us a few. And some diamonds. So we're pretty set there. Let's get another set. I'm not exactly sure how many of these I was going to need, so that's 16. Probably do need not the last lot, but let's get it started. So just going to run the power under the floor here. Nice and simple. You know what I need to do? Let's take this off for the moment because it can work as both. I think that's probably far enough. Let's go across here. Somewhere under here should be the power cable. Yep, excellent. So we'll go from... Really? I did it like that? I suppose it's got to go up the back there. That's fine, whatever. Around the corner. 5. Power. One more, and I'll go and grab the other lot. Let's get out of my little trench here. Are you done? Yep. Excellent. Let's grab our last lot here. And hopefully, I don't know if it needs a lever. Oh, it's doing something. Again, don't know how much power this is chewing. Whoa, it's filling up quite quick. But that could just be filling the buffer. So let's jump outside and have a look. See how much power it's actually using. Okay, so we've got rice, canola, wheat, string. It seems to have just like broken everything, it feels like. So it doesn't actually plant back where it was, it just uses whatever's inside it. And there you go, there's the green particle effects from the worms. So this probably isn't going to be the greatest for what I want to do here. Unless I get rid of the flax and the rice as well. We'll let it go, we'll see how it runs. Again, I'm not 100% sure how much power it's going to use. Now, while I'm here. Oh, come on. I swear I put it there. Oh no, I'm going to need another piece of marble now. Alright, so we need a little bit more marble. Do I have any in here? No. No. There's some. And I've put my chisel down somewhere. I don't think I broke it. There's one. That one's almost broken. Big tiles? I think that's what I'm using. Yep. Cool. So that's working. I don't know if it's still filling up. I guess we can find the actual editions book and read how much power. It's probably using tons of power. It's probably not real sustainable at all. How much do you use for your farmer? Blocks that use RF. The farmer. Whoa! 1500 RF. That's pretty impressive. But that's cool, because I said last episode we wanted to use it to do something in terms of getting some better power. So for that I'm going to need a sag mill. Or actually, does the crusher do it? That's some wheat. That's some wheat. Get that out of there. No, you don't crush. No. Okay, so next thing we need some iron. Some of this. Probably need to break that so I can access the back of the farm. Let's grab the canola out and use it. So I may repurpose this farm in terms of what's actually in it. I might change it to just being wheat and canola, but cross that when we get to it. You're producing something, you're trying to produce something, and you are getting nailed by power. Alright, so the next step, I guess, is to grab the sag mill. So let's have a look. Sag mill. So I need a machine chassis, so I'm going to need iron, and copper, and redstone, and gold. Iron, yep, okay, we can do that. So, some of them, piece of copper, couple of redstone, some iron bars, got some iron on me. Cool, let's smelt up that copper. Thank you. Okay, so let's make this, and then I'm going to need them, some of that, some wood to make a piston. Yep. And I should be able to make a sag mill. Now, sag mill will enable us to turn wheat into flour. So it's effectively doubling doubling our output. So we can take wheat, turn it into flour in a sag mill. So again, I'm going to need some conduits eventually. I'm going to need to go hunting, I believe. Got one ender pearl. Alright, let's just do this. That should work. Okay. So what I'm going to need, this is only the start of it, because I'm going to need a little bit more than what I've got available, because I'm going to need a culinary generator. Which isn't too bad. I need a furnace generator, machine block, so everything that I need is quite easy, but I think this is where I'm going to need the GP. So let's get into making this. I need chests, some iron, some redstone, some carrots, and some... Oh, we can do this. Should be some carrots in here, actually. Where'd all my carrots go? Yeah, almost grown. Alright, so for lack of somewhere better to put this at the moment, actually, I need a wrench. What wrenches do we have in this pack? Our tools wrench. Yet a wrench would probably be great. That's electrical steel. Isn't that bad? Silicon, coal, and iron. We can do that. We've got a sag mill now. I don't know whether the... I don't know if I can crush in here. I can't. Oh, it was going. I need some silicon. How do I get silicon in this pack? Things are always a little different between packs. You've got to make sure you're getting the right one. So I can smelt that, or what's the other one? Clay in a sag mill, sand in a sag mill. Well, I've got the sag mill. I guess I could just dig this area up for the moment. Because I'm not sure whether to hide all this under the floor, because it is technically just going to be power generation. So I could like, and I will make another sag mill for use elsewhere. But for the moment we can, so what do I need? 3 of them, don't I? So close. 3. Alright, so that got us our pulsating iron. We can then put this, them, and some of that. Oh guys. The blood magic happening. Let's dump out this and this. Alright. So now that we're getting a wrench, oh, I need to make a gear, don't I? Cobble and sticks. Cobble and sticks. Oops, if I do it the right way. Basic gear. 1. Let's turn this into nuggets and then turn it into item conduits. These other ones away. Need the other 2 electrical steel. 1. Alright. So next step is to make a culinary generator. Which is going to require a furnace generator, which is going to require a machine block. Chest, redstone, iron. Cool. 1 Yeta wrench. Chest. 4 machine blocks. And we need a furnace. Okay, cool. Furnace. One of them, 2 of them, and some of this gets us a furnace generator, and then the culinary generator is like that. Now again, I think I need GP for this. But so what I need to do is, because we're turning this, what we're doing is we're going to be putting wheat into here. So I used the wheat that I had in my inventory. So let's take this wheat. So wheat's going to come out of the farm and go into here. The wheat is then going to turn into 2 lots of flour. So the way the culinary generator works is it takes into account the hunger you get from, or the hunger refilling you get from each food. So you can see steak has 4. Let's just cook up one of these into regular bread. Put them both in. It's fine. So regular bread is 2.5. If I then turn it into toast, it's 3.5. So we're getting some extra power, and I'll demonstrate this, although I think I'm going to end up needing GP. Let's dig the floor out a little bit more. So I don't know whether to... That's just sort of storing power, isn't it? I really need to rearrange down here so that this just isn't in and out, and it's actually a buffer. So the power plant goes into it, which I can probably do by removing this cable and then putting a second capacitor block in. Digging holes all over the floor. And my inventory's full. Can I just put this down and pick him back up? Take a wrench to pick up? No, I think it's just a breaker to pick it up. Alright, anyway, let's just check whether this will work without grid power. Don't believe it will, but we'll find out in just a second. So let's put some bread in. Oh, it does. So we get 30 seconds of, I don't know, 30 seconds of power. Not sure what it's actually generating output wise, but we get 30 seconds worth of power generation. So we'll find out how much power it's generated in this 30 seconds. Look for recipes, huh? Oh, here you go. We can do this. So bread generates 24,000 RF at 40 RF a tick. You can see you can generate so much stuff in here. So let's see if we can find toast. There's a baguette, which is 24 at 48 RF a tick. Toast, where are you? It's got to be in this list somewhere. That's wow, fish, berries. Pretty much take any food. So anything that comes out of that farm could be fed through here. I mean, there's 200 pages of this. Oh, there it is. So toast gives you 65,000 RF a tick. Sorry, 65,000 RF at 56 RF a tick. So it's generating 16 more RF a tick, and it probably goes for 30 seconds as well. So we've got 24,000. I'll put this in here. So it goes for longer. So it generates the same, I guess, almost the same amount. But you can see how much power we're generating extra from the toast. So ideally, what we need to do is we need to go wheat into the sag mill, which we're going to need a filter on our item conduits. So wheat out of here. I'm going to need to do some rearranging and work out where the other stuff's going. Wheat, and out of there will come flour, which I cooked up, and out of that will go, the flour will go into a furnace or a smelter of some description, and then from there it will go into a second smelter to go from bread to toast, and then from that into the culinary generator. So we can probably accomplish most of this under the floor, and then have this feeding into a power bank somewhere, and we pull all our power from there. I don't want to have to run tons and tons of these item conduits, so we'll rearrange a few things here, and I think, let's check, we're going to almost 100,000 RF. Can I pick this up? Let me see if I just lost all my power. Yep, lost all the power. That's fine. I'm not worried. It was 2 pieces of bread. Alright, so I'm going to just I'm going to cut here, make a couple of things up, and then we might come back because we're almost at the end of the episode. I'll have this set up ready to go, and we'll be able to generate power. So give me a second and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, and I've made a huge mess in the floor here, but I think this will work alright. I was going to put the culinary generator right over here, and I decided against it. So I can repair my floor later, that's not an issue. So just basic steps here. We've made a couple of furnaces from extra utilities. These are very simple. They are just some clay. So the furnace, some clay around that machine block we made earlier that we got 4 of. So I've still got 1 spare because I've made 2 furnaces. So the idea is that I've got an item conduit here. Sheesh. Set to extract on green. I don't think I can turn off the sound. I don't think it's on the weather one. I think it's on something else. Maybe. Anyway, we'll try it. So I've got a filter in here on the insert on green for wheat, and I do want to build a storage drawers tower or something with a controller underneath, but I need nether quartz for that, and I don't have any yet because I haven't been to the nether. So we're going to have extract on green here, into here, the filter with the wheat, so it will only extract what it can extract, in this case wheat. It'll go into the sag mill. The sag mill will turn it into flour. The flour will be extracted on blue here and go into this furnace, turn into bread to get extracted on blue here and go to here, turn into toast and then extract on purple, which will insert it into the culinary generator. The power will just feed back out through here, so this will keep all this area topped up, as well as I've put this bank here, I've put a second capacitor underneath it, but this is only set to, let's just set this to normal, just to none, so it should go in and out on that one. The conduit is set to in and out. So any excess power this side will be fed to these machines first and then to there. So what I'm hoping is that by using these machines, I don't use this for the moment, and it mainly just uses the power in the culinary generator, which should be quite substantial. So let's have a look here. So all I need to do now, I think, is turn this one to active without signal, because it had a couple of bits of toast in it. So this is now producing 56 RF a tick, which will be filling up this battery over here. So it's currently filling at 56 RF a tick. And if I now turn this on to extract without signal, this should have just fed any wheat that it had into it, turning it into flour, which is then being pushed over to this furnace, turning it into bread, and as I said, the bread's going over here and being turned into toast, and then being fed up to here. So this should fill up reasonably quickly, and it's not amazingly speedy. I could build another culinary generator, place it right next to it, do the same sort of deal. In fact, I may do that. I might just put a second one here and have it feed back into the same network, so we're producing double the amount. And as I said, I've still got one more of these machine blocks, so I can do that. In fact, yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'll do that in between episodes because we're at the wrapping up point. I'll put another culinary generator in, and we'll just run with 2 for the moment, and that will top up everything here. And then the rest of our machines we can set up over here. I'll make another sag mill. I might move these machines around, swap them around a bit. So I've got the sag mill and the alloy smelter next to each other, and these 2 next to each other. And then this is still being powered at the back. So this is filling up at plus 16 because we're obviously using some power over here to generate some power. So we're only getting a net gain of 16 because these are probably using, I don't know, 40 RF or something. This is using more than likely 20 RF a tick. Problem is it's got seeds in it. So I need to work out how to extract the seeds. Otherwise we're going to block up our system. But that's cool. That's the, I guess the setup for this. So I'm going to wrap up here. Please leave your comments in the section below. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if I can tweak this a little bit. I think I can. I think there's a little bit more work that can be done. And then obviously I need to work out where to store all this other stuff that's coming through. Yeah. Thanks for watching. See you later.